Hey YouTube, I'm back once again, back with some more pickups. So what we've got is, I would say, almost 2 weeks worth. Yeah, not quite as many as for the previous week. I'm not bought as much, but I suspect it's going to be a pretty lengthy video nonetheless. So I've planned ahead once again, and I know exactly where I'm going to stop. So there will be a part 1 and a part 2. Today's Monday. It's the 26th, I believe, of October. So this first batch is what I got while I was out on Saturday. I haven't got a car for the next few days. It's in for repairs, so I literally was only able to walk into town. I mean, I could have got the bus or the train somewhere, but I didn't. I just had to walk into Stockton, wandered around the charity shops and CX and cash converters. Yeah, so we'll start off with the charity shops, and we'll start off with a couple of video games. Now, I do tend to buy video games to trade when I find them, and I've got a few here, but these two I actually bought for me, which doesn't happen very often at all. If I find them out in the wild, it's something that I think I might enjoy, then I'll get them. But I don't buy games off eBay, and I certainly don't buy games very rarely in CX. I won't pay CX's prices. So these two I got, the £1.50 each, that came from the Salvation Army, and I had a stack of them, but these were really the only two that I fancied. So for the PlayStation 1, we've got Arcade Party Pack. Need to get some stuff on there to get rid of the sticker, but there's a bunch of games. The one underneath the label there is 720, and we've got Rampage, Smash TV, Sprint, Clacks, and is that 2-bin? I don't know that one. So yeah, for £1.50, I thought that was definitely worth a look. I'm surprised this isn't actually up on CX, because this is the type of thing that these arcade classics, and certainly things like Nintendo and Mega Drive, Sega classics on these I'm going to say newer consoles, but certainly newer than the Mega Drive and the Nintendo, seem to do well. But for whatever reason, that one's not there. This one is, but I think it's only a £5 in CX. But for £1.50, I got Tomb Raider 2. This is one that I never finished, I don't believe, back in the day. I got the first Tomb Raider for Christmas one year. I think it was 1997. And I spent pretty much a full week between Christmas and New Year playing that game for 8 to 10 hours a day. Finally completed it with a few trips to the local shop at times, just to look through the player guide to figure out why or how to get past the bits that I got stuck on it from time to time. But Tomb Raider 2, I don't remember ever finishing. Tomb Raider 3 I did. That one I bought day one at midnight on release day. At that point I was a massive fan of the franchise, although 4 and 5 I was not a bigger fan of. But yeah, I think I've got a couple for the Xbox as well, Xbox 360 Tomb Raider games. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back into this one, because like I say, I don't believe I ever finished it. Would be very pleased if I could find 1 and 3 again as well, without having to pay eBay or CX prices, that is. So yeah, they came from the Salvation Army. Also, these were 45p each. I got another set of Phoenix Knights, Series 1 and Series 2. So these are a £3. One's a £2 and one's a £1.50 trade-in at CX. So it's £3.50. For less than £1. So literally that just about pays for all of those. Then from the Butterwick Hospice, again, some more games. These are for trade. So for the Wii, I've got Harry Potter, Lego Harry Potter years 1 to 4. Is it trading for 3 or did it trade in for 5? Oh, I've got a feeling it's sells for 5 and trades in for 3. Either way, I paid 50p each for these. So yeah, Harry Potter for the Wii. Grand Theft Auto Vice City for PlayStation 2. That trades in for £1. Was it £2? Oh, I did look all these up. I think that was £1 because there's another one that I got earlier in the week. There's £2. And then Worms, Forts Under Siege, which trades in for £1.20. So yeah, they'll more than compensate for what I paid for those lot. Then Sue Riders. So I was looking in Sue Riders. There wasn't much in there was certainly no Blu-rays that I wanted. They've had the same ones on the shelf there for ages. I did get 3 last weekend, which we'll see in part 2, which they were the only 3 new ones that were on the shelf that day. And the stuff that they've had in there for weeks and weeks and weeks, they've had stuff like Sex and the City 2 and The Amazing Spider-Man and a couple of others that are £1 each that are cheaper in CEX, which I guess is why nobody's bought them from in there. But I got another Friends box set. So in that unboxing video the other day that Pete sent me, he sent me a couple of Friends box sets, and I found another one. So for £1, I got the complete Series 9. Obviously, these are. It's not obvious if you've never watched before, but I collect the snapper cases. So it looks like we're going for all the box sets of the snapper cases now, which is going to be fun because I almost never see these out in the wild. The out of box on this isn't in the best condition, but yeah, for £1, and everything inside is pretty good. And this, I think, was probably the bargain of the day, if not the bargain of the week. Unfortunately, I can't trade this in because it's a German release. That being said, though, I got the complete, or at the time, what was the complete Veronica Mars, Series 1, 2 and 3 for £1. Now this, I'll probably sell on eBay. But it's got the 3 individual box sets inside, and all the discs are mint. So we've got the 3 series there, all with their own individual barcodes, and I actually scan these into CX, and one of them actually pings, so they actually do accept one of these. They have all 3. Now, as far as I'm aware, and someone could correct me on this, I think these were only released in the UK in a box set. I don't think they were sold individually. But on CEX, they have all 3 of these as individual sets listed on their website. Now, I think they've been there longer than that box set's been out in the UK. Because I remember looking years ago, before, because I was looking for these shows for a long time, because I saw them in the 2000s, but it wasn't until, what was it, 2015 maybe, or 14, that the box set came out. But anyway, scanning these 3 barcodes, I can't remember which one, but one of them scans into CX. It's not that much, to be fair. So they may actually take them as individuals, but I'm not doing that. I'm gonna, whoops. I'm going to pop them on eBay, see what happens. I've got to get more than the cost of buying it and the postage, surely. Yeah, so that was it for the charity shops on Saturday. I did manage to find a couple of titles in Poundland. Not the first one I found, but this is the first one we're going to look at. So we got Diary of a Wimpy Kid 4, The Long Haul. I think I've got the first one of these movies on Blu-ray, but I don't have the others. So yeah, there's only 2 that I really fancied, and that was one of them on the shelf. This one I picked up last Sunday with another film, and when I got to the counter, both of them were denied. They weren't recognised. And she said, oh, I can't sell you these. They're not supposed to be out. They were out on the shelf. So it was From Russia with Love. I can't remember what the other one was. I know it was a Danny Dyer movie that I'd never heard of before. So she said, oh, I can't sell you those. You'll have to maybe try again later in the week when they've been put out. I said, well, they were put out. They're out on the shelf. She said, oh, well, they shouldn't have been. Anyway, on Saturday, this was back out again. Both times, there was only one copy of that other film as well. So I got this one again, and I queued up. So in this new Poundland, there's a bunch of, I think it's the same in most Poundlands, but there's a bunch of self-service counters, and then there's one checkout that's manned. And I thought I'll go to the manned checkout, because they always beep up when you take a Blu-ray to the self-service one that it needs to be reviewed for, because movies have got age restrictions on them, even though this one's a PG and that one's a use certificate. It still needs a member of staff to say it's okay to sell. So I thought I'll bypass that. I'll just go straight to the checkout. Anyway, there was, even though I was at the front of the queue, there was still two people in front of me specifically waiting to go to the checkout rather than the self-service tills, and it was taking forever, and about 4 people bypassed me, which wasn't a problem, because they were going straight to the self-service tills. In the end, I thought I'll just go over. And I scanned that one, no problem. I scanned, I had some mints, which I'd already scanned. I scanned that one, and it came up as not recognised. And the little red light started to flash, and I had to wait for someone to come over to approve it. And he tried it, and he says, oh, we can't, for some reason, we can't sell you this one. It's same spiel as before. It's not recognised. And I said, well, can I not just rescan this one? Because it just comes up as a Blu-ray. He said, well, you shouldn't really. He said, but he says, go ahead, just do that. So I ended up scanning that one twice. It's the same price, just so I could get this one eventually, finally. So yeah, another James Bond. I've got a feeling I might already have this one in that set of incomplete slipcovers that they started releasing and then stopped after about 9 or 11 titles. One of them might be From Russia with Love, but I've got to, if I'm getting them all, I'm going to have to get them all with the similar release set anyway. So, and this has got a digital copy as well, so it was, yeah, it's definitely worth getting. Then CEX, I traded in, I had another couple of copies of The Running Man, so I traded one of them in, and I traded in a Mummy box set. So I had 2 sets of the Mummy. I had the Mummy trilogy in a single case, and then I had a Mummy trilogy box set in a box set with 3 individual movies inside. So I traded in that box set, and I traded in another Running Man. So I've got one left now. And I got £13 worth of vouchers, and I still have a bunch of vouchers. I think I've still got about £30 worth of vouchers. So I grabbed another one of these, this one being a Phase 3 slip of Avengers Infinity War, which was only £4. It's another one of these, like the Disney ones, that just comes with the standard release inside with the slip cover. That's been in there for quite a while. Or one of these, whether it's the same one, but one keeps going, the other one keeps coming. But finally got that one. And then a show that was on TV not so long ago that I'm kind of curious about. I've seen the movie. I didn't hate the movie, to be fair. But this is His Dark Materials, season 1. This was £15 a few weeks ago. I didn't get it then. I thought, you know what, £12. I might as well give it a go. It's maybe a little bit more than I should have paid, but yeah, I'm curious. I want to see this. So yeah, I spent the what was it, £13 of vouchers, 8 and 5, yeah, £13 of vouchers, and then just put the rest to it with another voucher, and then finally Cash converters came up trumps. First time in a little while. Nothing spectacular here, but pretty much a whole bunch of movies. Not every single one, but there's one missing, which, oh, there it is on the floor. Yeah, pretty much I don't have most of these. The other couple will be going at the pile for Pete's drawers. Prize drawers, that is. So these were all 49p. I think one was 50p. So we've got the Force Awakens, which is 50p. Kill the Irishman, is that what it says? Yeah, Kill the Irishman with Christopher Walken, Vinnie Jones and Val Kilmer too. 49p. Carlos the Jackal. This is a 3-disc set, which is 49p, but it looks like it's a movie and a TV show. I'm not too sure. So it says movie and extras on that one, and then trilogy episodes 1 and 2 and episode 3. So yeah, we'll have to see what that's all about. But again, for 49p, I thought that was a bargain. A film that gets a lot of hate, I think, but I enjoyed it. In Time, this one being the triple play, again 49p. More so this for the green case than anything else. I do already own this, although I think I have just the standard Blu-ray edition, so this might be a one to swap out. Decent cast in this, but I don't know anything about it. It says from the director of The Bourne Identity, which I love that film as well, so fair game. 49p, it's worth a try. One that I have on HD DVD, but it's a Warner Brothers, even though I've not had trouble with the HD DVD as yet. Who knows what will happen. So I got Firewall, great thriller, love that film. Another one I've never heard of, but again, it's a decent cast. The American, Cass, and these are all 49p. Profit, don't know anything about that one. A film, no, we'll have that one last. Looks like a British movie, probably a crime movie. Screwed. 49p. Yeah, and this one is a film I watched many years ago, probably nearly 20 years ago. Maybe not quite that much, but certainly well over 10 years ago, that I saw and didn't care for. But this gets a lot of love, this film. So many people, a lot of people have, when you talk movies, say, have you seen this? And I've said yes, and I didn't like it. And it's like, what? Man on Fire. I didn't care for this film at all. I've only seen it the one time. Maybe I just wasn't in the right mood. So, yeah, I'm going to give it another try. And at that, I will leave it there for part 1. And we'll take a look at there's another pal just slightly off camera here. Oh, don't want to give you... Oh, yeah. So we'll take a look at them in the next video, which will be up very shortly. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you very soon. Ta-ra.